Alrighty. We are live. How's it going, everyone? This is PC, and this is day 2 of my Hallow-Stream. 31 days. So, for the next 31 days, I decided to do live streams where we talk about horror, and that's really all you need to know about these streams. And I'm joined here by my co-hosts, my two stooges. I guess you could say we're the three stooges.
Wise guy, eh?
J-Man and Zombie Fan.
Hey
How are
everyone.
you? How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we've already failed. We made Zombie laugh.
God, I'm a little bit tired from yesterday, so
Yeah, unfortunately, Zombie couldn't be with us because he had to work.
the life of retail is very unpredictable, and plus it's first of the month, so I'm gonna be really busy.
Oh yeah. And tonight, and thanks to you all, we're going to be talking about Higurashi. So before we get into that discussion, uh, I'm going to actually pull up the poll here because I did a poll and asked you guys what we should talk about tonight. I mean, it was J Man's idea. You know, we should let the audience decide. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should. So that's what I did. And I'm about to go on screen right now. I'm about to show it to you. Which movie would you want us to discuss on tonight? So I meant to include anime on there. But yeah, 65 votes. Holy shit. That's more than what I normally get, you know, when it comes to polls. Freddy versus Jason, 31%. Resident Evil 2, I'm talking about Resident Evil, the movie. Resident Evil 2002 movie, 15%. Return of the Living Dead, which I'm kind of disappointed in. Uh, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm disappointed in the fact that people didn't vote for it. Like, it's one of the best zombie movies in the 80s. Come on, people.
I mean,
Got
I mean,
17%. And Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, 37%. So here's
judging
how,
from the clips I've seen of Return of the Living Dead, it looks awesome and hilarious.
and it's one of the best zombie movies ever. So I don't understand why you people didn't vote for that.
If you
I
would have
blame
included,
you.
if you would have included Shaun of the Dead, I'm pretty sure it would have gotten more votes.
I'm pretty sure it would have too. So I guess we're gonna talk about Higurashi, and then tomorrow night we'll talk about Freddy versus Jason, which is perhaps the best freaking clashing of the serial killers movies out there. Then we'll talk about Return of the Living Dead, and then Resident Evil. Friday night we're gonna be watching a movie. We're gonna watch Lumberjack Man or Lumberjack, a movie that came out in 2015 or 2014, somewhere around that. We're gonna watch that movie on Friday, and we're gonna react to it, and then give our opinions on the movie, what we think about it. Hopefully, we'll have some fun with that, and just we're just gonna chill. That's what we're gonna do. So, let's get into our discussion here, guys. Higurashi. So, for those of you who don't know, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, which means when the cicadas cry. The English version it was distributed originally by Guineon or ADV Films, one of those companies. I think it was ADV that owned the rights to Higurashi. They dubbed it, and it had the misfortunate name of When They Cry, like, or Higurashi When They Cry. That's That's the worst name for it.
Well, I didn't watch the English version. I watched the subbed version.
I have not seen it. I've only seen clips from it, and it looks like total nightmare fuel.
Oh
It
yeah.
is.
Oh
It is,
yeah.
especially the first part. The first part's a nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, it is definitely, one of those shows that, it's terror, and it's just shocking to see all the violence. And if you look at the title here of this, I got a bootleg DVD, by the way. I want to talk about this real quick. When the original DVD went out of print, when ADV Films folded, um, they lost the license to when Higurashi When They Cry. So, you know, that meant that for a while before Sentai picked it up, there was no license. There was no way you could buy this series. So a lot of people had to experience it like most other anime fans.
Arg.
Yep, pirating.
Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate!
So, I mean, the dub, though, and I'll say this, I think the dub is actually pretty good. But this DVD has the English dub as well as the Japanese audio, and it has Chinese, English, and Malaya subtitles. I paid $10 for this on eBay.
Not bad.
The actual price is $39.90.
Oh, jeez, you're lucky.
But this was distributed by Hong Fing Entertainment. I wonder where it could have come from. But I suspected it came from Malaya or China or somewhere.
My better guess would have to be China. That would be my
Probably
best
China.
guess because
The
they
land of
bootleg,
bootlegs.
they bootleg like everything.
But yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. Now Sentai Filmworks owns they own the rights to Higurashi. So I'm gonna show you guys some gifs and some images of Higurashi, because that's how we do this stream. That's how we get the discussion going. So
Oh no, we're not going to show up with the reason why you shouldn't pause anime image, are we?
Also,
of course, you guys should know. No, we're not going to talk about that. You guys should know that this is actually adapted from the visual novel with the same name. The visual novel is available on Steam. There's actually two remakes of the visual novel. There's the PS3 version, the Steam release, and then there's another version out there of it. Either way, definitely pick up the visual novel. It goes into more about the story and the characters, and this is definitely a character, this is like a character study type of series where you really get invested in the characters and you try to figure out why they are like this and why all this shit happens. And not only that, it looks like, I mean, if you look at this image right here, you would think, it looks like a slice of life anime, right?
yeah, it looks cutesy. It looks adorable.
But it's once you
Don't let it
actually
fool
get
you.
into it, in the first episode, you realize very quickly this is not a kid's anime. Well,
It
actually, the
is.
first fucking minute you watch this, you realize, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? In the first episode, by the way.
Yeah, don't let art style fool you because Higurashi is 100% fucked up on every single level.
I mean, you have little girls hanging each other on crosses. Great entertainment.
And you got people being tortured.
And we also have someone actually stabbing themselves in the head.
So, I mean,
Yeah. A family picture.
A family picture. Oh god, we're not gonna reference fucking Nostalgia Critic. Fuck him.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this series is definitely not for the kind of heart. In a way, it's sort of like Corpse Party. In a way, which Corpse Party is also a game. Fun fact, actually. I should mention this. The studio that made Higurashi, Studio Dean, also worked on another popular visual novel series adaptation. You may have heard it. It's called Fate Stay Night.
Oh, I have heard of that one. Really, really popular.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
it is way different than Corpse Party.
It
but
is
yeah,
100%.
Higurashi is more about the mystery of why is these characters attacking each other. It basically here's basically the plot, and I'll go over it a little bit, because I got the DVD here. I'll read it to you all. So, on one hot summer day in 1983, a transfer student named Maebara Keiichi comes to a peaceful rural village in Hinamizawa. There he befriends his classmates Rina, Mion, Rika, and Satoko. Accepted as a full-fledged member of the club, quote club, Keiichi and the gang plays all sorts of activities ranging from card and board games to hide and seek, but just as Keiichi was beginning to be assimilated in simple rural life, he stumbles upon the dark history of Hinamizawa. As Keiichi dives deeper into the mystery, he finds that his newfound friends may not be all what they claim to be. And that's basically the summary of the first episode, actually.
Yeah, the first arc basically because there's multiple arcs.
Oh yeah, because it's a visual novel adaptation. It's broken up into arcs. Every 4 episodes, there's like a different arc, because at the end of episode 4, as everybody knows, if you have seen the series, everybody dies. But it's okay, because after episode 4, everybody lives. Doctor Who reference.
No,
Everybody lives.
but it unlike Corpse Party, Higurashi actually plays with your mind.
Oh
It
yeah,
makes you question what's real and what isn't, who can be trusted and who can't.
it basically goes over the most important aspects of mystery and storytelling: who, what, when, where, and why. Who's going to get killed? Who's the person that killed him? And what means do they kill them? And where does this, where's the story going here with this? Like, it's one of the most fascinating, mystery type series that I've ever gotten invested in, and it's just really good.
Yeah, it sounds like a big time psychological thriller. How it just plays with your mind.
Yeah, and you don't know what, you don't know, because you know you don't know what's going on at first, but then everything becomes clear after season 1, of course, because it's broken up into 2 seasons. The third season I really wouldn't consider it a season, because they only did 1 episode, and
Rip.
it was like an OVA. So I mean, uh, the first season is the question arc. You ask the questions, who, why are they doing this? Why, what's going on? What's with what's with the deaths? What's going on here?
Although the twist is the reason why all these deaths are happening is the weakest part of the series, in my opinion. It's just too mundane.
Yeah, and we're not gonna try to spoil anything, because to be honest with you, it's best that you go into this series not knowing exactly what you're getting into. But I will say this: I do want to talk about some key points of this series that I really like. The characters, I love each and every single one of these characters. And my favorite one, of course, she's right there. Rena. There's a lot more to this character than meets the eye. She's basically the face of Higurashi. I
You
mean,
know with that she's going to take you home, right?
and she's so innocent. Like, at first you think she's cute, she's innocent, you know, but then
Why don't you show her in yandere mode?
oh yeah, she looks innocent, but then
Don't fall for it.
oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is definitely not a friendly show, guys. Look at that. A
It's
girl getting eaten by crows.
what are you talking about? It's totally meant for kids,
Oh yeah. But oh yeah.
but for the whole
Here we
family.
go. There you go. That's Rena there. That's a scene from the first episode actually. When
Wait, I thought
she's
that was from the episode where
Oh, we got gore demonetized.
That's the
with
first
Damien.
episode of the visual novel, not the series. Yes. By the way, I am gonna talk about what makes the visual novel different from the adaptation. There's a lot of things they cut out of it. A lot of pivotal moments that happens, like
Oh,
because
yeah.
you can't fit everything. I mean that's the thing with adaptations. You can't fit everything. They do take out one of the most goriest deaths in the entire series. Well, actually, it's one that deals with suicide. So I can
Oh,
understand why they wouldn't include that. But
it's,
and I'm not gonna tell you guys who it is. It's obvious you'll figure it out once you play the visual novel. But it does deal with suicide in
Yeah, I'm
the
going to
original
have to
visual
get.
novel.
I did hear that the visual novel for Higurashi and Umineko are a lot better than the anime adaptations.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot more that it fleshes out the world of Higurashi. The series itself, that's probably the only knock I have on it, is we don't really get too much about the whole world building. It kind of lacks in that. It lacks in world building. Like, we're supposed to believe that this is uh it doesn't ever explain about the time loop, why the time loop keeps happening. uh we're supposed
At least in
to,
the first season.
well, that's in the first season, and that's probably the most disappointing thing, is the second season. And we're not gonna spoil anything. Let's just say
Yeah, the second season is best to go in blind.
it's best to go into it blind completely. The OVAs are not really worth watching. I guess it's just extra stuff. Some of it's a side story. There's one OVA that's a side story of basically them being kids, and having fun. Which there's plenty of that in the series. Look at that! Look at that! My DVD. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. But I was gonna mention though, like, I want to talk about the voice acting. Um, a little get into the voice acting. Before we get into the other characters, of course, the English voice acting. Can't let's actually talk about the English voice acting. What do you guys think of the dub?
I haven't seen it.
I have not seen it either, so you're the expert on this.
Okay. So I actually need to pull up the cast list because I forgot who all voiced who. But let's go here. Google, help me out here. English dub cast. Alright, so we're gonna go over here. Anime voiceover fandom. Okay, English voice cast. Most of them are uncredited. You have Grant George as Keiichi Maibara. Or Maibara Keiichi. Yeah, Grant George. He does alright. Keiichi's voice is alright. I think he definitely can sound like he has range to sound like a boy, and I think he's been in a bunch of other series. Uh, let's see, Megan Hollingshead. She voiced Mion and Shion. With Shion, she gets introduced later on in the series.
Yeah, second arc.
Yeah, the second arc. Which Mion and Shion, they're the twin sisters. They're them right here. You don't see Shion in this, so it confuses a lot of people why she ain't here. Megan TD Hollingshead. She was Nurse Joy in Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, and she did a bunch of other
Kyle
voices.
Bear was in here too.
Yep. Mila Lee. She's voicing Rena. Rena's voice actress is perhaps the best, in my opinion. Megan's all right as Mion and Shion. My only issue with her is she made them sound exactly the same, and that here's another issue a lot of people have with the dub, is the fact that they tried so hard to sound like the original Japanese cast. And that's a lot of problem with anime dubs. They try so hard to match with the Japanese voice actors, yet you can't top them. And that's the hard thing.
It's just impossible.
It really is, because the way the Japanese here's the thing: the Japanese is good in terms of the drama sequences, like the screams, the psychotic modes. They are really good on delivering that. This series is sort of the same way. It's really good with delivering some of those, but it's just not as good as the Japanese version. But it still comes recommended. I think people should watch the English dub. Mainly because, it exists, and you should try to watch something dubbed.
What are you talking about? All English dubs are trash, obviously.
Now, I was going to say the only thing about it, though, is Season 2 is not dubbed. And that's because they had the license to it, but then the company that dubbed it, I believe it was Gineon, either Gineon or ADV. It might have been ADV. They lost the rights to it. They lost the rights to Higurashi, and I'm hoping Sentai will dub it later down the line and give it a good dub.
Let's see. I think the only anime that I have here that doesn't have a dub is Furugasaya, the first one. That's like the only series that I have in my entire collection that doesn't have a dub at all.
Oh yeah, Kyle Herbert's in this as well.
Yeah, I think Kyle Bear's in there.
Barbara Goodson. And Karen Strassman.
Oh no, Kyle plays the character that kills himself.
Yep.
Mike McFarland, isn't it?
Right.
Patrick States.
Well, one of the child characters kills themselves in the series. Yeah, Rika, she she puts a knife to the wall and just stabs her. I want to show that
Jesus.
actually.
I actually gotta say, I did go. What the fuck am I watching?
Hang on, GIF.
Oh
I'll
man,
show the
that
GIF.
was that was my reaction when I watched the first
Here it
episode of
is.
Goblin
Here it
Slayer.
is.
Was what the fuck am I watching?
Watch this. This is.
I watched the first episode of Goblin Slayer before Higurashi, and the first episode was not was blown way out of proportion.
And this is where we get
man.
the Shion and or I think it is Shion.
Yeah,
Shion.
Shion. The spoiler alert: that was Shion taking the place of her sister.
And that's where we get the iconic Higurashi face. And that's another aspect I really love about Higurashi is just like aspects like this is, it like the style of it. Like that is a well-known style. They call this style the Higurashi face. And it's been implemented in a lot of anime, such as Future Diary.
Oh
Future
great!
Diary has the Higurashi face in it, and there's a lot of shows that have that, especially
You mean
horror.
Yandere?
Yeah, it's sort of the yandere face, but it's not. The face is iconic, and it's iconic in Higurashi because it made that face. But there's just so many scenes we can discuss. But I want to show you guys this because this is where the criticism comes in. The animation. Some of it is really bad.
Ugh.
Look at this. Look at that. Or what about this?
I gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
There's
yeah,
a
same here.
lot of bad animation in this. And that's what Studio Dean is mostly known for.
Oh boy. Oh god.
I can't really.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty, a
Oh,
lot of shitty animation.
oh god, I thought the animation in Naruto Shippuden was bad, but this is a whole new level.
That ain't bad though, right there. I want to show the ladder scene, where the ladder.
Oh,
scene
you mean the whole meme of why you shouldn't pause anime?
why you shouldn't pause anime? This right here, the ladder scene. Oh my god, when it's animated.
I
Oh,
saw it. The facial contortions,
boy.
even though it was a bad animation, it sort of helps with the whole
That
scary
is
vibe.
nightmare fuel.
Oh, thank
It
you.
does help with the nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, but like
Oh god.
that is all over. Like look at this.
Oh my goodness.
The one with me on.
Oh, that animation though. Holy crap.
But it gets worse and worse, my friends.
Oh god, no.
I gotta show you the one with Rena.
Nope.
I gotta find it. Where is it? The one where she's hacking and whacking at someone. It is so
He's
bad.
hacking and whacking and smacking. He's
Yeah.
hacking and whacking and smacking.
I gotta find it though. Higurashi, like it's become a meme. Like, some of the animation's really bad. Like that.
By the way, I'm pretty sure my stream from earlier is demonetized because I accidentally showed some nipples.
No, I'm just gonna be quoting.
Yeah, she'll get demonetized.
Oh, that'll get you demonetized very quickly.
That'll, or age restricted. Why, yes, can I help you?
I think this is the scene I'm talking about.
Where she's laughing uncontrollably and her eyes go cross-eyed.
No, the one where she's killing her stepmom.
Oh, God.
Like, that I believe that takes place in season 1. So at some point.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Flounder,
it does.
the flounder.
When
Hey,
she's
and Jib, you gotta admit,
when
he
she
goes
finds
on a
out the
rodeo
secret
stick. Come on,
of
buddy.
what's going on.
Pounder, the flounder flats. yeah, there's a lot of Studio Dane moments. Look at this. Oh God. That looks so bad.
Uh,
Oh God. look at Rena.
oh, no. Oh, God, no.
But yeah, that's some issues I have is the anim. Oh God, this one I forgot about this one.
No, 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 no.
I said she's cursed. the one with her eyes being so fucking big. Like why?
Oh, no.
Oh God. I like the. I mean, and I like the slice of life aspects. Like it sort of does, take its time. Like it's a series that likes to take its time before it gets to the gory stuff we came to see. Like it's not a fast paced series though. I will say that a lot of people might be thrown off by that. Uh, it's not one of those shows that just
It's meant for everyone.
Like it's not the kind of show that just rushes and gets into the blood and the gore and shit. It takes its time to get to that.
Yeah, unlike the first episode of Goblin Slayer, where immediately you just see people
I
getting
found it.
horribly killed.
I found it. I found the scene where Rena's. God damn, this looks bad. This looks so bad. Look at that. Like, she doesn't even look like a kid anymore in that pose. Like,
oh no. Do I want stream catch up so I can get this over with? Oh, God.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what? Let me.
What the fuck?
But,
she doesn't-
Wait a minute.
She looks like that she's in fucking high school now.
yeah. And then it gets to the cute sort of way, By the way, there is like a 5-minute, maybe a minute delay, 2-minute delay, and that's the way that they have it set up.
The fuck, YouTube.
But I was gonna say though, like that's the thing about Higurashi. Like, a lot of people enjoy this series mainly because of how over the top it is. But if you actually sit down and watch it and, and you've played the visual novel, then you can get behind the characters and, and if you look at it like this, you feel sorry for the characters. And because they're kids. And that's what I couldn't believe when I watched this. Like I was like, anime is able to get away with something like this?
But they're able to
see
go
kids
this.
get killed?
I mean, they're able to go this far with scenes this fucked up.
Like that's how I learned about the visual novel is by watching the anime first. Which the anime is basically that. It's a byproduct of the visual novel. But I would say to anyone, play the visual novel first before watching the series. Um, if you, especially if you want to get into the story of everything that happens, which I want to bring this up. You know the cotton drifting festival, right? And that's one of the key points where everything just starts to go downhill afterwards. Like after the cotton drifting festival, after you see all the kids having fun, and you see them, just innocent, them being innocent. But then after the cotton drifting festival, shit goes down. So, uh, now the way that Higurashi works, like I said before, there is a time loop. Uh, Basically taken straight from Groundhog's Day, the movie with Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
If you haven't seen that movie, it's really good. I like
go
it.
see it right now.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Groundhog's Day played everything up for laughs, Higurashi uses it for horror, which I think is very effective.
Well, it's basically a mystery. Why are these time loops happening? Why haven't the characters realized? And that's the thing, the characters don't even realize yet that they are in a time loop. Because at the end of each arc, like, the story changes, and you see, and that's what I like about it, is the fact that each time loop is different than the last one. I mean, things happen differently, characters die in different ways, and by different people. So it's not the same old same. Not all the events happen exactly the same way. I mean, some of the events might happen the same way or happen differently, but it always feels like it's fresh, Like, it's not exactly the same thing over and over. It's not like fucking Haruhi Suzumiya Endless 8. Oh god. Oh god. That's horror right there, Endless 8. I don't want to talk about Endless 8. Don't talk about Endless 8.
By the way, on the topic of visual novels, I know of another one that was turned into an anime series, but a lot of people, including myself, think the anime series took a lot out, and that's Danganronpa. Uh, so I get where you're coming from when you say that you have to take things out from the visual novels and all that.
Well, the reason why I say, to play the visual novel is to get the most out of the story. Because the series, while it is a good adaptation, I will say that, there's a lot of key things that they take out. Pivotal character moments. Not and also, like, it sort of does follow the visual novel to a point, but then it tries to be its own thing, and that's the thing that it should be. So it does take liberties as an adaptation to not be completely, the same thing as the visual novel, because it's a completely different experience. But if you're wanting to get into the story of, Higurashi, to find out everything that happens, why it's happening, I just say play the visual novel and read it. And, and just fall in love with the characters, which I sort of, I got off track there over the characters. So let's go over the characters of Higurashi a little bit. Of course, we got Keiichi. He's the main character. He's very, I guess he's straightforward, very straight-laced. He's the typical male anime protagonist, And that's how the series is mainly told, is through his eyes. You know, we're following him. In the visual novel, you actually don't see him that much because you're playing as him. Because in the visual novel, that's who you play as. You barely see his character portrait. But yeah, he's basically the eyes of the show. He's the eyes and ears type of character. You know, he's the main protagonist. Everything is told in his perspective. But sometimes in some of the arcs, it's told in a different character's perspective. Like there's an episode that focuses on Shion, or an episode that focuses on Rika, Rena, Mio, Satoko. You know, all the characters. There's different perspectives, and that's what I like about it. And it keeps it all fresh. It really does. So it doesn't get boring. Like maybe some of the events that happen differently or are told in a different perspective. I meant to mention that. Like some of the story might not change, but it's told from the different characters' perspective. So it's good that we get that aspect, you know. As we mentioned, Shion, she is the um she's the twin sister of Mion. She's not introduced until after the first arc. And the way they introduce her, I thought was really clever. And I think her and Mion, they're part of some sort of clan or some sort of
The one of the head families, the Sonozaki clan, apparently they also have ties with the Yakuza.
yeah, they have ties with the Yakuza, which is very fascinating. Um, the thing though with Shion and Mion is more like the tomboyish, uh, the tomboyish girl, which I like Mion more than I do Shion. Um, Shion is more the straight laced girl, you know, character. She's the exact opposite of Mion. Um, very nice. Uh, just just a well-rounded girl. And you know, she's the oldest, of course. I think Mion and Keiichi, that Shion, Mion, and Keiichi, they're the oldest. Which I think Mion's is older than Keiichi, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the thing. They go to the same school and they share the same classroom and everything. So I mean the setting, it's a small rural village. Like it's very small. Uh, and that's what you would expect in a village or a country town. You know, kids going to the same school, going to be in the same classroom and everything, and they're taught depending on their age. Which that's typical Japan. You know, rural Japan schools or village schools, I guess. That's the best way to explain it. But that's another character I want to mention is the whole town. Hinamizawa. It just the backgrounds, just looking at the village and everything. Like it reminds me so much of the sticks, you know, the countryside which I live in. You see trees, you hear the cicadas, which, by the way, that ties into the series. The cicadas. It's a symbolism, you know, type of thing. You know, cicadas they make these sounds. You know, these, you know, I wouldn't call it chirping sounds. Like it's like a fluttering sound. Like, you know, I can't really describe it. Uh, but it definitely characterizes the village and the setting. You know, when you hear the cicadas and everything, and it actually just adds to the atmosphere. Uh, the music, though, of course, the music is good in this series. Can we talk a little bit about the music before we get through the
Oh,
rest of the characters?
oh, sure. I am a sucker for good music.
So Higurashi's composer, for those of you who don't know, is the same composer. It was composed by Yuki Kadra. For those of you who don't know, Yuki Kadra, she did a lot of music. A lot of music for a bunch of shows besides Fate Stay Night, Pandora Hearts, Fist of the North Star, Sword Art Online.
Oh.
Yeah, Sword Art Online. Just there's so
I like the music in Sword Art Online more than the series itself.
I will admit the music in Sword Art Online is pretty good.
she did a lot of work. She's known for a lot of shows. And hang on, let me check something real quick, people.
Wait, she even did the soundtrack for Madoka Magica?
Yes, she did. Madoka Magica.
Another kid-friendly show.
Yes, I mean witches versus
But the
magical girls.
the music
What
for
could-
Higurashi, though, like no joke, the music for Higurashi is so good. Like you have to just like honestly, the music, especially the scores, the piano scores, like especially when it comes to the darker moments, when you hear that slow piano grind, and you know there's a lot of dark music, dark tone, like it just like it feels appropriate, and it feels like, you know, shit's going down, and you know when shit goes down.
Oh yeah, music can definitely really put you in the mood.
Like that,
Oh
I
yeah,
love that score.
just hearing that, I'm like, okay, yep, stuff is about to get sinister.
Oh yeah, a lot of sinister scores. Um, the opening,
I
of
really
course.
love the opening and ending themes. They're really awesome.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, everybody knows the opening of Higurashi, and I don't know which one I like better. I like season one's or season two's better.
It's an anime Saw.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's kind of Higurashi is kind of like the anime Saw film, only it actually is kind of good and not garbage as it progressively goes on.
But the thing, though, with Higurashi is its characters, and you know, just the tone. Like it has its light moments, it has its light and fluffy moments, and it has its dark moments. And when you see the characters' faces change, and you know their reactions change, and just everything about their personalities change, you start to see a completely different type of show that you're watching. Because you may look at these characters and you're thinking, wow, you know, they look like slice of life characters.
Yeah, it does like and he throws you off and just throws you off guard.
Yeah, it throws you off guard. And that's what I love about it. And, you
Yes,
know,
Janae, watch it because I didn't watch it before this year, and I'm very happy that I did see it.
oh yeah. And one of my favorite characters, I mean, I like Rena, but I also love Rika as well.
Oh yeah, I would love to adopt Rika as a little sister. Um,
I'm calling the FBI right now.
But yeah, we're getting back
but-
into the characters here. Rika
Uh,
is just so freaking adorable and so innocent.
Nipa!
When you see her deaths, like when you see her die and everything, you like your heart just, it hurts. It feels like your heart is
You-
being stabbed. Like because you really like this character and you feel the same way about all the characters when you see them die. It's like, you don't want to see them die cuz they're kids. So,
Not just because they're kids, but because they're actually likable.
oh yeah.
They're really likable kids, and they just seem like the type of people you don't want to see get hurt.
Yeah, and Rika's family, the Ferruti family, they are the ones that run the Cotton Drifting Festival, which, of course, the Cotton Drifting Festival, as we all know, is the most pivotal moment in the series. It's the point where shit just hits the fan after that. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it like, this is where shit goes down.
So that means that it's all downhill from here.
But it's just it's like the way they go about the Cotton Drifting Festival. You see them have fun, you see them laughing and everything, but then afterwards it's like, what the hell's going on? And like I said, Higurashi, it builds its moments. It doesn't rush into things. You just you take it takes its time to build up, and that's called pacing. Of course, it has really nice pacing. Rina, I didn't really go too much into Rina's character. She, like I said, she's sweet. Just like Rika, and she's basically the face of Higurashi because she's everywhere.
Oh, and let me tell you something. Uh, if you're cute, she's gonna want to take you home.
Oh yeah, and you'll probably never come back.
Yeah, you'll probably be slowly tortured to death.
Not tortured, more likely tied down and forced to live as a sex slave.
And
Oh,
someone
God.
said they look like slice of life characters until they start ripping fingernails off and stabbing people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's
Like I've seen a clip of
But there's a
one of the torture
really
scenes.
and I know this is sort of a spoiler. There's one moment that I'll never forget watching this series. That's when Rena confronts her stepmother, or I guess her father's fiance. Uh, um, it turns out that her father's fiance is cheating on him with somebody,
that
and
would be sort of a loan shark, and she's in on it. Uh, Not necessarily cheating. It's more like she's using Rena's father.
yep, she's using him for his money.
Ooh, she's a man eater then. She's a gold digger.
Because her father is like a rich businessman or something along those lines.
It's from alimony for divorce.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, because her father and mother got a divorce, and her character arc stories, they always make me feel depressed. Honestly, they do. But this one really struck a chord with me. And I'm not gonna spoil what happens too much. The scene that I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. Where she confronts her stepmom, and you know what
Yeah,
happens.
I saw it.
That
It,
was one of the most shocking moments I've seen. but you know, it's just it's more than just shock value. A lot of people say that, like, you know, a lot of people criticize it for that. Oh, it's just a shock value show. It shows kids dying and everything else in between. But it's more than just that. I feel like it's definitely a character study type show as well. Because you
I mean,
basically get into the lives of these characters and you start to develop, uh, you develop a sort of an attachment to these characters. When I was about to say relationship, that would be a terrible word to use.
Oh my.
Shut up,
platonically, of
George
course.
Takei.
Platonic relationships. Okay,
Damn it, George
platonic.
Takei.
Damn it, Decay.
But what did you say? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Well, anyways, yeah, this is more of a character study. There's more to it than just shock value. You want just shock value? There's Corpse Party.
Corpse
Oh, yeah,
Party,
that-
yeah. Oh yeah.
Corpse Party is very big time shock value.
Yeah, everything about it. I mean, this anime isn't as gory as Corpse Party though. Corpse Party is the goriest anime I've seen
Oh yeah, it
in
and not
terms
to
of
mention,
horror anime.
in my opinion, it's also a little bit more fucked up.
Oh, but Ren Daughters and Nemosity, they have a rape scene.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Having
Oh,
flashbacks
wow.
of having the first flashbacks of Goblin Slayer all over again. Because
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
that first episode.
Yep.
But most of the torture porn stuff, it doesn't happen until like the second arc, or at least the answer to the second arc.
Like, here's the thing. I've seen a lot more gorier shows than Higurashi. I can vouch for that. It's not just a shock value show. It's not. I mean, yes, there's characters getting tortured, but in terms of its story, it's very story driven, and you don't want to see these characters get tortured. That's the thing. You get attached. You care about these characters, especially Satoko. Dear Christ, she takes so much shit in this series.
Oh yeah, I just when I saw what happened with her, I just wanted to hug her.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Elfen Lied is a good horror gory anime.
Coming from an abusive family, you know, just I feel bad for
I just want to hug her now.
her.
Yeah, I mean, her. It's from what I've heard, it's mostly her aunt and uncle that was abusive. Uh, but apparently her parents were also somewhat abusive. It was. I don't know if it was
God.
true or
But
not.
I think it's the fourth arc where we see her push Keiichi off a bridge.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
it was very heartbreaking to see that happen.
Which yeah, that's a spoiler. I know. I'm sorry, but it's very important to this character because you see what she goes through and you just feel bad for her. Everything. You feel bad for a lot of these characters.
Ah, yes, I've seen another as well.
Yeah.
I watched.
I've seen that umbrella scene. It makes me flinch every single time.
I actually watched it before Higurashi. It
Let's
was good.
see.
I liked it.
Elfen Lied is a good horror gory anime. Oh yeah, Elfen Lied.
Oh yeah, Elfen
Really-
Lied is also gory, but it's
Elfen
not
Lied
as
is
gory
really
as
fucking gory.
it's not as gory as Corpse Party though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
and
see. In fact, I
And I
actually
like
do.
Elfen Lied.
Let's see, and I actually
What?
do have a copy of.
Why is Kagome listed here as a character in Higurashi?
where?
Yeah, right here. Kagome? why is she in here? Satoshi, he's in the visual novel. He doesn't make an appearance, I don't think, in season
Actually,
1.
Satoshi does make an appearance in the anime.
Not in season 1, though. He makes an appearance in season 2.
I thought he made an appearance in season 1 as well.
Or he might have made a one-off season an appearance. But Satoshi, he's the other male character. He's one of the classmates.
And he, spoiler alert, he's dead before Keiichiro enters the picture.
Oh, yeah. And he's also the brother of Satoko, by the way.
Yep, protected her from her aunt and uncle.
Yep.
Aw.
And he gets killed.
Yep.
Spoiler
Back to that,
alert.
just about to say, I do have a Blu-ray copy of Elfen Lied. I still need to finish it though.
Of course, you have the photography guy, which he gets introduced in the first episode, Jiro Tomitake. He plays a very important role, which his death is fucked up. In the first arc. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it is.
Because
I
that
did
right away,
like-
that right away told me, it has to either been Rena or Mion, one of them killed him. But a lot of people suspected it wasn't them, but it was this character right here. Mio Takano. She's the assistant. I think she's also a reporter, from what I looked in. And she's also the main antagonist of the series, as you will find out later on.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it, but needless to say,
Not gonna spoil it.
Kagome
needless to
from
say, you see
Inuyasha.
her right away, and you would think, "What is wrong with this person?" Because her eyes just scream, "I am not to be trusted."
Mm-hmm.
But there's
That was
also
my
the
dad. He
detective.
gave me some ice cream. That was my dad. He gave me some ice cream. Mm.
Oh, did you get some? What did you get from your
Some-
dad? Ice cream?
Some ice cream.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like, "You want some ice cream? Here, I made you some."
Oh, you're fucking lucky. It's too cold where I'm at for ice cream.
I mean,
Right
By
now.
the way, you
cookies
switched
and
to
cream ice cream.
darts at his best.
Give me some.
But
DC out.
oh crap!
DC
Why am I
out.
showing
Oh,
darts? Oh crap! I was watching that
Up,
with everybody.
God damn it.
and you typed in adult. Oh my gosh!
I detected an adult. I need an adult.
You typed
I am
It's okay
an
to
adult.
I am an adult. Oh yeah, but this character, I mean, when I first saw her, I knew something was up. This sort of does kind of spoil things, but we're not gonna tell you what it means or anything. It's better you go into it, yourself. And that, of course, is the detective.
Yeah, he's
Yoshi.
he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
somewhat of a seventh in the group because he does do a good job in detective work in the
Yeah, he
whole
sucks.
series.
And yes, he does arrest kids as well, as you'll find out.
Wow, what a scumbag.
Which at first he suspects that it was Keiichi. In the first episode, in the first arc, when they find the body of Jiro, Jiro, or Jiru.
How did you pronounce it?
Yeah, the photography guy, when they find his body, that's who he suspects, and and you'll see later on in the series. I mean, in that arc, a lot of crazy shit. Which, here's the thing: the first episode sort of spoils it, which I don't like. it kind of plays a Berserk. Um, if you guys have seen Berserk, where in
I
the
have
first
not.
episode it plays out events that happen at the end, or and the arc before the which the Golden Age arc is, of course, Berserk, the anime,
Oh God,
which
fucking
a lot of
Berserk.
people consider that a horror anime as well, but I wouldn't say it's horror. It's more like,
It's more dark fantasy, is what it
dark
is.
fantasy. But for some
Yeah,
reason,
that's
it's
sort of why
categorized as a horror. The only thing horrible about it is some of the freeze frame animations.
from
Oh,
what I've heard, they did
Burn.
have a limited budget, so they used what they could get.
all right. But getting back to Higurashi, all the characters, there's more to them than what you see here. It's best that you go into it not knowing much of anything. Just go into it blind. Uh, and if you're into the mystery type, if you're the mystery type of person getting into this, then you'll have fun. You'll have so much fun with it because it'll have you playing detective until season 2. Which let's talk about season 2 a little bit. So we know that season 2, of course, uh, is the answer arc, and it does a pretty good job of explaining things and tying up the loose ends. Some of the loose ends, because it's told in different perspectives. But my problem with season 2 mainly is the way it ended. Like in the visual novel is it makes it clear that there's a gas, uh, which I think they changed it in season 2, like what caused them to, uh, but in
They didn't
season,
change it actually.
yeah, they did change it, but I can't tell you guys what it is. But in the visual novel, we find out that it's gas that causes people to have this hysteria, and it's it kind of makes sense in a way. It does kind of make sense, but a lot of people might be disappointed in that because they're like, that doesn't make any sense. I can see that being the case, a gas leak, causing a hysteria, and depending on what the gas is, of course.
Yeah, I was just about to say it depends big time on what type of gas it is.
To me, it's a little underwhelming since
But
it
it was
seems to
made
be
by
building
the
up in
but it
a
was
totally
made
different
by
direction.
a group of scientists. The gas was that was planted by somebody or planted by the government, according to the visual novel.
Like I said, I it felt like they were building up to something else, but they just switched to a more mundane uh, thing there.
I'm guessing at the time, I don't know why they didn't follow the original source material for the ending. I'm guessing they wanted to try to be different,
Yeah,
which,
try and stand out a little bit.
yeah, to be different, but it just makes no sense. Like, it just makes no sense at all, like, the way they explain it, what it is. But, I mean, that's really the only issue I have with season 2 is just the way it ended. Like, that's how you're gonna end the series? Really? But, I mean, what can I say? So I guess, I mean, in terms of characters, they're all good. All the characters are good. They all have their problems. Um I mean, what else can we go over? I mean, I guess we could go over some, scenes and stuff.
Why not do what they were building up with in the first season?
Okay, first
Uh,
season.
oh, oh yeah, Shiro-sama's curse or something like that.
The curse. Yeah.
Be right back.
Hang on. Curse. If I can remember that. Oh gosh. That friggin' meme, the aliens. Aliens did it! Yeah. Yeah, the Oya Shiro Sama, which is best known for his curse, is the guardian deity of Hinamizawa, although Oyashiro Sama is best known for his curse. It is later revealed that Oyashiro Sama is not actually a vengeful god, but a purple haired goddess who would never curse people and is horrified that her name is being used in connection to such terrible things. They
Well, we
do.
just spoiled some of second season.
Oh, sorry about that. I mean, I guess I forgot about the curse. But they
yeah,
do mention it in the first season.
yeah. I think
So it already
they really should
spoils
have.
it in the first season. If people watch the first season, then they know about the curse.
Yeah, but we sort of spoiled who Oyashiro-sama is.
Oh god, yeah, we
Uh,
did. But it's
that's what
different in
I'm
the visual
saying.
novel. It's different.
But still, they seem to be going into a supernatural route, but instead they decided to go into a more mundane route, which I really didn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, you we're talking about a curse, deities, all sorts of things, and then you go straight into that. Ugh.
Oh yeah, it comes off as a supernatural thing, but then you realize just how dumb it goes.
Personally, I would have got a full swing, say that yeah, Oyashiro-sama isn't causing the curse, but it's some other
Something
supernatural
that's more
force.
stupid. Something that's not clever at all. It's like they ripped it off from something. Not gonna tell you what. But yeah, it's like the way season 2 ends, it's just awful. But the way they built this curse up, that's what we're talking about here. I liked how they explained it because it made you keep on thinking. Like maybe it's possible that it's not a curse and that it's just all superstition type shit. But then when you bring in the whole time loop concept, like you want to know what exactly is causing the time loops though. Can't be the curse. Like they never explained the whole time loop, you know. But I'm guessing that brings us into the universe sort of thing. Which also brings us to mention another show that fits in the Higurashi universe. You know what I'm talking about. That's right. Yumi
Yep.
Neko. But let's go over the multi-universe theory a little bit of Higurashi. So Higurashi, the time loops. I'm guessing. I mean, this is my theory, of course. I'm going with the multi-universe theory. For Higurashi. Uh, I'm guessing that's what it is. I think there's different universes. Uh, where shit happens, but it doesn't affect the current timeline or anything like that. So it's sort of taking a page from from Dragon Ball Z's timeline where Trunks, future Trunks, he comes back yet nothing changes in his timeline. But I don't know, the whole multi-universe theory. It's kind of like, to me, it's good, but it's also bad at the same time. There's the good thing about it, and there's a bad thing about it. I mean, the bad thing about it has to be clever, which in ways it's kind of not clever at all. And I guess what I mean by that is it doesn't really explain how the time loop is happening. Uh, I mean, it happens after every 4 episodes. And I guess that's where the writers sort of paint themselves in a corner. Uh, in terms of, trying to connect each story until the characters realize, oh, we're in a time loop, you know? But, I don't know. I'm just going with the multi-universe theory. Even though that might not be the case. Maybe it's just different timelines. You know what I mean? Maybe it is different timelines. But I don't know. I'm not the writer of this, so I can't honestly say. I can only make theories. After all, it's just a theory.
A game
theory.
theory.
I mean, an anime theory or game theory. Well, Higurashi's a game, so yeah.
A film theory.
It's just a theory, a film theory. But yeah, I think that's what it is. There's multiple theories. If you look it up here, when they cry theory, the ultimate horror, Inamizawa syndrome, real. But yeah, let's go over Yumi Neko a little bit. We'll probably talk about Yumi Neko at some point. But Yumi Neko takes place in the same sort of universe as
Oh, boy.
Higurashi. And a lot of people hate this series, including myself. I can't stand this series at all. I've played Yumi Neko, the visual novel, and I think it's good. I think it's really good. It sort of adds it sort of has the supernatural, the same sort of supernatural elements, except there is actual supernatural elements at play.
Yeah, which is why I sort of like Umineko a little more.
Yeah, Yumi Neko, in terms of being a supernatural series, is, it's really good. But the anime itself is basically Phoenix Wright. That's really it.
Oh.
You have friggin'. It's told in different perspectives, and it's like, Battler has to figure out, he has to prove that witches do not exist and that all these deaths that are happening, all these deaths that are happening are by natural means or something. There's always, and like, he doesn't want to admit that, he's wrong.
Oh, great, those kinds of people.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see he doesn't want to see that, that he's wrong. That witches do exist.
Even when I'm wrong, I am still right.
But it's just so, like, the anime itself, like, they keep adding characters that you have no idea who they are, and there's just so many characters. Like, so fucking many characters. You have the family, the Butler, the Rattler family, or, sorry. You have
Shiromiya or something like
yeah,
that.
the Hiromiya family. You have the friggin' Beatrice. I like that, Beatrice.
Hey, my cousin's name is Beatrice. And I've got to say, Beatrice is one of my waifus.
Oh, Beatrice, shall I ever do? The only fun thing to come out of Yumi Neko is Yumi Neko abridged. Oh, Beatrice, what am I supposed to do? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, wrong file. Let's see. You have anal cancer. Wait, really? That's not so bad, is it? So, how many days do I have to live? Oh, you have a year. He's like, okay, that gives me plenty enough time to sort things out. Oh, wait, wrong again. Okay, you have 3 months. Oh, Beatrice! What shall I do? And then Beatrice says, oh, shut up. Well, what's if I give you my family now? Will you love me? Yes.
One thing I absolutely love is in the second arc of Umineko, Badler does actually admit to Beatrice's existence and is collared and led down the stairs completely naked.
Oh God.
Oh god, it's a mess of a show. It's like really like the pacing is so fast that like it doesn't build up to those moments when you see the characters die. And there's also a character that may or may not be related to Rika. Yeah. Yeah, there's a character that looks like Rika in the series.
And
Like it tries to be like Higurashi, but it fails.
Actually, there is a. Actually, it was predicted early on with Higurashi, but I'm not going to spoil it here.
The thing though is here's the thing with Yumi Neko. It only got 1 season because they never finished the answer arc for that. Because the show did so poorly in Japan.
I personally think it's a little underrated. I actually like it fine enough, and one character, aka Maria, I've been gushing over her for quite a while since.
Oh, that's hardcore.
I feel like I've been in her shoes, especially with my own relationship to my own mother.
Oh yeah. But I just think that Yumi Neko is not a good horror anime at all. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's horror. Like, when you see the characters die, they don't die in the same ways as, in Higurashi. Like, because the characters go crazy and stuff like that. You don't see that. It's mostly just, a witch appears and, kills them. That's it. I mean, I will say some of the deaths I did care about, like Butler's parents. I mean, I thought their deaths were, like, I don't know, like, I felt bad. I really did. Yet he doesn't even react to it. Like, here's how it's told, like, the series is told. Like, you get his perspective and you get Beatrice's perspective, yet he's playing as himself, which makes him his own character somehow. Like you know what I'm talking about, right? Because he's in each scene, like he's telling the story from his own perspective. Like we follow him in his own perspective, but then you have you have him in each of the scenes. And there's moments where they freeze that, and they try to give exposition, which there's a lot of exposition dumping.
Yeah, I heard it on Twitter before I started watching is that it's witch's chess, and I can see why they called it that. Because it does sort of feel like a chess game.
Like you're supposed to believe. Here's the thing: you're supposed to believe that witches don't exist, but the show tries to beat it into your head that they do exist. Like, what's happening here, what you're seeing here is, witchcraft.
Because of witches. It's witchcraft.
But it wants you to believe that, witches aren't doing this, or it's wanting you to see that, it's not Beatrice that's causing it. So it's like we don't know for sure what exactly it's trying, the story it's trying to tell us. It's either trying to tell us that Beatrice is not doing all this, or she is doing all this. Yet it can't make up its mind. And then you have all the characters, the freaking the child character, which there's only one child character in this. And she's probably the best one out of all of them. Yet she's a little annoying.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, and I would definitely adopt her.
Yeah, and you have the mother who's abusive. Like, oh God. It's like, dear Lord.
She's basically my mom, one step ahead, because my mom never abused me, but she would neglect me at times.
Splash.
And then of course you, like, it's just, to me, like, it tries to bite off more than it can chew. Because then it introduces sorcerers and, the butlers of those sorcerers. And then you have the slaves of those butlers. And, it's so many characters. And then you have the maids of the slaves.
What the? Why are there so many
characters? You have servants of the maids.
What the?
And then there's one of the characters has a different version of herself that gets introduced, like a dark version of herself, the evil version, and there's a good version.
Oh, you're talking about Ava that becomes the new Beatrice?
Yep.
Yeah,
when it evolves, it
that
fucking turn
was
into different scenes instead of
a little
screens.
confusing for me as well. I don't get why they did that.
Yeah, so there's just so many things wrong with Yumi Neko. Like, I don't understand why they would adapt it like this. They should have just went straight forward, But here's the thing: you have to make comparisons to Higurashi and this show in order to do a full review of it. You have to make comparisons, because with Higurashi you had time loops. And it also, that's how the arcs were split up. The arcs were split up with time loops. In this series, well, it's sort of like a court case, like Phoenix Wright, where they're shouting objection at each other. This is not how it happened. And you get, different character perspectives, which the characters don't even get enough time to, to flesh out and fully develop. But then, it's like we're supposed to believe that this is not real, that this is all just in Battler's head.
It sounds like a major train wreck, because it's like, okay, the show's trying to hammer home that witches exist and witches are causing it, but they got this, but also trying to tell us that witches don't exist. There's a scientific
or
explanation
that Beatrice
to this.
is not causing it, or some it's a mess.
Which one is it?
I'll interject.
Alright, so
I will try to
At this
explain
point,
it.
since I'm already
I think that
it's been a long time
what
since
he
I
was
asked
trying
about-
to say is that he doesn't think that Higurashi, not Higurashi, blah, Beatrice is not a witch because she's not helping people. Instead, she's hurting people. That's what I got in one
He
scene.
starts walking into the as usual.
So he's not exactly trying to disprove witch's existence entirely. He's trying to disprove Beatrice's existence.
Which, guess what? He fails.
You know what? You know what? I do like at the end though, where
Spoiler
they
alert,
basically
he
say,
doesn't. By the way.
where they basically say Beatrice will not win this. It will either draw or she'll admit defeat. There is no way that she'll win.
Nice.
Spoiler alert, she does. But yeah, it's a mess of a show, and it's nothing like this. This
At
is
least
what
the
you
animation's
watch.
really good.
Yeah, and the opening's really good too. And the music
And
is
some of
good.
the ending, even the ending's really good. And I rarely listen to ending theme songs that much. But oh my god, every time I got to the end of Umineko, I had to listen to the ending.
Oh yeah. So, bottom line, don't watch Yumi Neko. There's not even a dub for it. I mean, it was licensed by I think it was licensed by Aniplex or no wait, yeah, it was licensed by Atlas. Yep. But they never did a season 2 for it. There's only one season, and I mean, there's also theories of it, but
I personally think it should have gotten a second season just to explain things a little more.
also the CGI. Oh god.
Oh no.
Yes, the CGI looks really bad in Yumi Neko. I gotta show you guys this. Yes, there's CGI. Oh crap, that's not it. I can't. I'll just watch it, I guess, to see the CGI if you want to, but it looks so bad. But yeah, there's lots of CGI in it. But if you're going to watch Yumi Neko, watch the abridged version of it, which is funnier. That's the most entertaining way to watch it.
That's what I say. You'll probably get entertainment out of it.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. Beatrice, what shall I ever do? You should shut your mouth. But what's if I give you my family and what's if I let you slaughter my family? Then will you love me, or then can I touch you? Yes.
By the way, we skipped over a character in Higurashi.
What did you make?
Which character?
The doctor.
The doctor character. Yeah, I think we did skip over him. I don't really remember him that much though.
He was the manager of the baseball team. He also knew Satoshi very well.
Oh yeah.
He also treats
and he
a
is
lot
running
of
fast pace. He
patients.
is literally moving as he's moving faster than you ever thought.
The reason why he's there is explained in the second season, and Takano Miyu Takano works as one of his nurses.
But I will tell you guys this: Yumi Neko is up on Steam. You can play the visual novel, and I highly recommend you do that.
Yeah,
the visual novel is really good. It makes more sense in the visual novel. Just don't watch the series. Don't watch it.
Just avoid the anime like the plague.
But see, look, there's the character I was talking about. That looked like Rina. I mean, not Rina. Rika. Sorry. Rika and Satoko. Or is that a shameless cameo?
Gee, it totally doesn't look like her at all.
Which a lot of people say she looks more like Stocking. Panty and Stocking.
Yeah, she kind of does look like Stocking a little bit.
And this character, she looks like Rina, sort of.
And that character, she
looks more like Satoko and Rika.
Well, I know which one I'm shooting.
That character right there looks more like Rina. Or Beatrice. Beatrice sort of looks more like Rena. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Yumi Neko. I guess it's it's shit. The series is shit, but the visual novel's good. Check it out. So, anything else we can talk about in terms of Higurashi? Or I think we covered everything.
Well, I will say this. There's more of a direct connection between that character and Rika than you think. Because at the final episode of the main arc, where Rika was in some sort of dream, there it's revealed who
By the way,
Rika really is. But
seeing
I'm
the
not going to
water
spoil it.
gun.
Which, by the way, people, yeah, this is set in the same universe as Higurashi, so it does kind of make sense. But it's different stories, and that's what I thought they were going for. Which, by the way, they're coming out with a new series, a new When They Cry visual novel.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hopefully they do an anime of it too.
Basically,
it's called I'm trying to remember what it's called though. I'd have to look it up real quick. It's called When They Cry. It's When They Cry 3 or something along the lines. I gotta find it. But I saw it on the Steam page actually.
Steam?
Yeah, there's another When They Cry series coming out.
Okay, let me see.
But I can't think of it right now because I forgot the name of it. But this is Higurashi. The Higurashi means cicadas, by the way, people. In Japanese, and the name I would have went with is When the Cicadas Cry, because that makes much more sense than When They Cry. Like, we don't know who they are. Like, it's not in reference to the kids when the children cry, which that would make sense, kinda. But Higurashi means cicada. When the cicadas cry. But yeah. I mean, there. I think. Let me look something up real quick. 7th expansion, When They Cry.
Is it Seconia no Naku Koro ni?
Yeah, Seconia When They Cry. Or Seconia no Naku Koro ni. That's gonna be
It
the
was
5th
planned
entry.
for.
Oh.
It was planned for summer
How would waterfall
2019.
work?
Yeah, it's coming out in episodes. It's already out right now in Japan. And when it comes out internationally, which I believe tomorrow is when it comes out, I might stream it. Might consider streaming it. And hopefully you all will join me in that. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining me as we did. Basically, I guess you could call this a retrospective of Higurashi, and we went through mostly everything, and it was really fun. Like, no joke, this was the funnest thing I've ever done, is to sit here and talk about something I really love. And the whole thing about these streams is to just be able to talk about stuff and just have a good time and laugh. And yeah, we do sort of pick on each other, but it's all for good fun.
Yep.
Yep, 100%.
So I mean, I just I just want to keep doing this and see if we can make it through all the days. Janae said, thank you for the amazing stream and making us feel bad because you didn't share your ice cream with us. Which, by the way, I finished it.
PC, you fucking asshole.
Seriously, give me ice cream.
Give me ice cream right now.
Get your own damn ice cream.
But I'm too fucking lazy.
But do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Nope, I may have to go check out Higurashi now and go torment myself.
I may actually look at Danganronpa again and start talking about
what?
that series because there's some things that I want to talk about tomorrow for a stream.
Sure. I mean,
Alright.
I'm not a big fan of Danganronpa myself. I sort of am not into the games. I need
Let
to
me
get
tell
into
you-
them.
Let me tell you this in this way. That is torture porn. That is anime saw.
Already bad enough.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've heard. I have a friend who is a big time Danganronpa fan.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've played the first two games and beaten them, and I've watched the anime. So, yeah, it's a pretty much full-on saw.
Right. Well, I haven't gotten the chance to play Danganronpa.
I haven't either.
I played a little bit of Trigger Happy Havoc, but I haven't gotten the chance to play through it all the way. But thank you guys once again for joining me tonight, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get back into the whole, blood and guts and horror thing, because I want to talk about Freddy versus Jason.
Ooh, the clash of the two most famous supernatural slasher villains.
Yep. And not only that, Friday, like I said, we're going to be watching a movie. So hopefully you all will stay tuned for that.
I will be here Friday.
Well, we'll
Don't worry, I'll suffer for both of our sakes.
Oh yeah.
Please do, because I'll be at work and I got a late shift, like I always do.
Right. Well, we'll keep you posted on that. I guess that's the best way to put it. Anyways,
Want to hear J-Man scream?
well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys plug yourselves. Starting with J-Man.
Yeah, well, I've started to get into streaming on a regular basis. Just today, I talked about horror waifus, where I talked to a bunch of horror-related women that are just awesome. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to follow through and talk about Danganronpa a bit, because it is somewhat of a psychological horror. Because main villain, I'm not going to spoil it here. I'll spoil it in my
Oh
own
yeah,
stream.
and I will say this before we get to you, Zombie. I will say this: there's not a whole lot of horror anime, and that's something I wanted to point out earlier. There's not that many horror anime out there, but having discussions like this, I think, hopefully there's a studio out there that will listen to us and give us more of that. But I mean, it's hard to find good horror anime, and Higurashi is perhaps the best one out of all of them. So, Yeah, just watch Higurashi. And watch another. And watch, a couple of others. Probably.
Watch Elfin Lead.
Yeah. But go ahead, zombie. Plug yourself.
Alrighty, and you can find me on Twitter at zombie_fan666. I'll occasionally post video game, anime, or metal related posts, or you'll sometimes see me pointing out stupid shit people say on the internet sometimes.
Right. So I am Pirate Canvas, of course. You can follow me on Twitter at Canvas Pirates. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more of these horror streams, as well as some other projects I have in the works. So, anyways, you all have a fantastic night. This has been Pirates, and I am going to sign off.